viewers, and welcome to this edition of NTV Sports Page. It's Friday, the 8th of September, and I'm Curtis Morton. In our headlines, Guadeloupe edges Sugar Boys, and in our feature for this evening, Alistair Thompson updates us on SKN netball team. We'll take this break, and I'll be right back.
Did you know that there are certain seasonings that contain more salt than you actually need? There are more natural, healthier ways to reduce the salt intake in your dishes by using natural things like onions, garlic, seasoned peppers, and even thyme and merengue powder.
Well, I'm back, and we start with cricket. Cricket West Indies yesterday paid tribute to Patrick Peter Lashley and Anthony Tony White, former West Indies and Barbados players who passed away recently. Lashley, a stylish left-handed batsman, made his Test debut in the famous tied Test against Australia at the Gabba in Brisbane in December 1960. He played 4 Test matches, with his final one against England at Headingley in 1966. His first-class career spanned almost 20 years, where he played 85 matches, scoring 4,932 runs, including a top score of 204. White was an attacking mid-order batsman and bowled medium pace as well as off-spin. He toured England in 1963 and later played 2 Test matches against Australia in 1965. He top-scored with 57 not out on debut at Sabina Park to help West Indies to victory. His first-class record includes 31 appearances with just under 1,000 runs and 95 wickets. Now to football. At the Technical Centre on Thursday night in St. Kitts, Guadeloupe defeated St. Kitts and Nevis Sugar Boys by a scoreline of 2-1. This as a part of the CONCACAF Nations League tournament. We'll give you more details as they come to hand. We'll take this break, and I'll be back with our feature for this evening.
St. Kitts, Nevis, at the nicest place, but I run from here, man, they feel it, like a lunch I say, now send out me country, my little paradise, yeah. I am a product of the island, I know where it's a nice, wouldn't change if you know what I know, land of beauty.
Well, I'm back, and tonight netball is in the spotlight. We recently spoke to Alistair Thompson, first Vice President of the St. Kitts Nevis Netball Association, and he gives us an update on the recently selected St. Kitts Nevis netball team. Well, I have the privilege to sit again with Alistair Thompson. He is the first Vice President of the St. Kitts Nevis Netball Association. Some time ago, we talked about the tournament coming up, the OACS tournament coming up in Antigua. We talked about the selection of the squad. First, there were about 28. Last press release I saw, we are down to 12. Alistair, a lot has happened in the last couple of weeks. Maybe you can just update us about the training, how it went, even before we talk about the squad selection.
Curtis, good evening, viewers. Curtis, I must say, for the last few weeks, the squad were going through some intense training. We have Mr. Macefield Nisbet, who is our trainer, and you know him when it comes to exercising. And he has been really putting in the work. And I said to him at the onset that we don't have a lot of time to play with, but I need these ladies' fitness to be at a certain level, and they're strengthening. And he has been putting in that work. Coach Valerie, she has been assessing, she has been tweaking, and she has been working out these girls' drills and playing time to make sure they are what we are looking for. And I feel comfortable enough that they are getting there. We have another 3 weeks to go, and I believe we'll be there.
When we used to do farming with my father as a youngster, they had a thing they call weed out. Seems to me that from 28 to 12, there was a lot of weeding.
Because there was some natural weeding and there was some other weeding done. again, the training is intense. It's intense, and some of the ladies were didn't sign on to the intense training, and so they weed out themselves.
This is not what we bargained for.
No. I mean, they just decide they can't put up with that type of training, and so they weed out themselves. And so we was to have 2 sets of selection from 28 to 21, then down to 12. We skipped the 21 because about 5 of them just weed out themselves. Okay. And so we stick with the balance until we had to do that harsh decision of cutting the team to 12.
Was there weeping and wailing and gnashing of teeth?
Well, every night after training, I have meeting with the girls. I get to they explain what they're going through, any concern they have. So every night after training finish at 8:30, and so between 8:30 and 9, they warm down. Then we have a group meeting. So the management will say any concern they have. The girls would give their feedback on any concern they have. So every night I was preparing them that, listen, we're only going to walk with 12. And even though I want to walk with all of you, I can't. And so there will be some cutting. So just do your best. Leave the cutting to those who are doing the cutting. You just play your game. And that's what it boils down to.
Did we have any practice games, and how did those go?
Well, we have 1, 2, 3 practice games against the guys. I know we did one in Newtown, we did one in the complex. We was to have one at Connery, but we had to shift because of lighting. But we had some practice games against the guys, and yes, we look at that. Again, it was not just about playing. The fitness was part of it. The attitude, oh my gosh, that was part of it. I mean, as I sit here, I could see one player who, based on her skill, should have been in the team. But her attitude is atrocious. And so she had to get cut. And so it boils down to that.
And so we're down to 12. How does that 12 look?
Well, the management, which is a team of 7 right now, we have the trainer, the coach. We have Macefield Nisbet, the trainer, Valerie Nisbet, the coach. We have Neshawn Maynard, who is the assistant coach. Orville Thompson, who is the assistant trainer. We have Adika Tyson, who is our medical person, Dr. Adika Tyson. Myself, Thompson, as the manager. And Dion French, who is the president and head of delegation. This is the management structure of the team right now. And so we had a meeting. It was a lengthy meeting to pick the final 12. So we sat in a meeting. Well, I don't know if it was a lot of argument, but I think we were all agreeing on the first 8. But the final 4 is where it took some discussion. And at the end, we came up with the 12, and that's what it is for now.
What do you think is the chance of this team based on the training, the attitude? This is the best of the best going to Antigua. Well, what do you think about the chances of this team?
I must tell you, I don't think it's the best of the best because I can see some other players who could have been in the team, but again, at this time, they're not willing to put up with the training. But based on what we have, Curtis, I can tell you, we're expecting a great showing, way better than what we had last year. Yeah, we're expecting a great showing. I'm not going to be so to say, well, I'm going to win the tournament. I don't think we have reached that stage as yet, but I can tell you we're going to compete this time. I think last year we just we participated. We went to say that we participated. This year we are competing.
Okay, I like the sound of that. Just remind the folks about the tournament dates. I know this is already September, so remind the folks about the tournament dates, and of course it's in Antigua and the type of OECS, whatever.
Well, it's the ECCCB International. They changed the name from the ECCB International. It's now the ECCB International Tournament. There is 9 teams taking part in that tournament. It will be in Antigua from the 29th of September until the 8th of October. It'll be in Antigua. And so, yes, we're expecting to travel there on the 29th. The tournament actually starts on the 30th, but we're going up on the 29th. Yes. And so we're expecting to do a good showing. From what I'm seeing from the girls, I think they're synchronizing a lot better than last year. I think their fitness level is, way better than last year. Way better. I think one of the issues we had last year also is that we leave here with some players who are injured. And when we get there, the injuries start to show up. And so we didn't get the best of them. This year, I said to the management team, I want us to pay some attention to that. If we know a player has injury, if it's something that the doc cannot manage, we're not going to work with that player. And as I sit here again, I could see one player who falls into that category, and we drop her because of that. Yes.
So you have a pretty fit team and a pretty well trained up team, having gone through the grueling training exercise. Now let's look at the aspect of streaming. Would we here on Nevis be able to see the games? From my understanding, there might be some live streaming.
Well, in the meeting we had last week with the Antigua Association and CNA, Caribbean Netball Association, they assured us, yes, they will be live streaming.
Okay. The other aspect now is, you did say that you leave here on the 28th. No, the 29th. Well, we understand that flights are very expensive. So you might just want to say a couple of thank yous, because I want to feel that you would have had some assistance getting the team to Antigua.
Because this year for us has been a good year. We want to thank the ECCB. They have come on board in a massive way. This tournament, they normally sponsor $120,000 for the tournament. They're up to about $260,000 this year. And again, because of flights and islands, OECS country having problem with flight, they added an additional $100,000 to help with flights. And so that has been good. So we want to give them all the praise. They have really come on board this year to assist the OECS countries, and we want to thank them in terms of airfare, accommodation, meals. Their contribution has gone a long way. We also want to thank the Olympic office. They came on board early also, and they make our job a little easy, taking care of the balance between what the central bank would have sponsored and the difference. They came on board and take care of that $20,000 something. And so it make my job a little easier.
What about the fact that we have some free Nevisians in that 12-member squad? Have we had any help locally, the government, NIA, whoever?
Well, the NIA has been playing their part, because not just 3 Nevision, a part of the management structure has 3 also. And so daily, we are training 4 days per week, and as of this week, we are now at 5. And so the passes to go back and forth, the Nevis Island administration has been taking care of that. And so they are on board, and that does come with its own cost. That has a cost to it. So they are bearing that cost to assist. I must say, Curtis, that we want to thank the Nevis Island administration, because we couldn't do it on our own. And they have come on board daily, 6 and 7 passes to go and come back. They are doing it, and we really want to thank them. And because of that, we had 4 members in the squad. 1 had to come out because of injury, but the other 3 has made it through. Okay. And so we have 3 members in the final 12 now.
All right. any pressure on management and the team that when we go to Antigua, lots of money has been spent on us here. We just have to perform. We have to do well, guys.
Well, we are not waiting until we reach to Antigua. We are putting it in now. We are telling the girls, evening training, don't just lag because you have made the team. We want to see what you have in here. And that is why we play 2 games per week now. Tuesday and Friday we have games in St. Kitts to sharpen them up, to see where they are, to see how players are meshing with each other. So we are doing that now. We're not waiting. And so I think it's falling into place.
Just as a little heads up, who are all goal shooters?
Well, we have Alia Gibson, the number 1 shooter in the federation. Rochella Challenger, she's there. Excellent goal attack. We have Vanessa Isles, you must know Didi. She has been around for a while. She's also there as he shoots.
Okay. And of course, Nevis would be happy to note that in defense we have Diana Brown and Shinnet Skeet, right?
Right. I think it's one of the best peer of defense in the federation. Diana Brown and Shinnet Skeet together. It's one of the best defensive peer in the federation. We have young Tashika Bowen. She plays center and wing attack, and all praises. The coaches. Earlier we had some little challenges, but I think she shake out, and so they are giving all praises. So I think we are looking pretty good.
Well, Alistair, again, on behalf of Nevis, we want to wish you, first of all, a safe journey. Well, even before the journey, continue the training, continue the practice, continue to make sure the team members stay fit and, well oiled. And then we wish you a safe trip to Antigua. And even more significantly, we're not wishing you just do well. We want to win a couple of games. Want to hear a couple of games coming back.
Yes, and Curtis, I'm not a betting man. I don't gamble, but I can tell you, we will be coming back with some victories. Okay. We will be coming back. Again, on the weekend of the 22nd, I'm hoping to have a weekend camp in Nevis with this team and the management that weekend here in Nevis before we travel. And so I'm working on the logistics to that. But yes, we should be having a weekend camp in Nevis.
And unless it's a private party, the cameras will be rolling, folks.
Yes. Yeah, it would not be a private party, so the cameras would be welcome at that time.
All right, so Alistair, all the best. Continue to put in the work, and they say hard work pays off. Yes. So we look forward to the fruits of your labor.
Yes, thank you very much, Curtis. And for Nevis, rally with the girls. Rally with the girls. St. Kitts, rally with the girls. Is our 12, is our team. We're going to go out to do our best. I can tell you, last year in Dominica, we didn't win any game, but I can assure you we will have victory in this one.
And the cameras will also be rolling when you return to the Charlestown Pier or to the, I guess it would be the Charlestown Pier because you're going to land in St. Kitts. Yes, so we'll be looking forward to your return.
Yes, thank you very much, Curtis, and thank you for your support for promoting netball. It's a sport that sometimes doesn't get what it deserves, but we keep pressing on. And so we want to thank you for always highlighting it, and thank you for the public that supports it, because whenever we have games, the public do come out and support, and so we want to thank them for their continual support. And going forward, yes, the local league come up in November. We'll be looking forward towards that.
And you did promise me that there will be some kind of coaching in the schools. Yes. That's still on the calendar.
Still on the calendar. We are still working on it. The Antigua trip have us tripping, but we are still working on that. We have the coach already. It's just to finalize the logistics, and we will be having some training, yes.
Okay, Ali, we see you after the victories.
Thank you very much, God.
Well, that's our package for this evening and indeed for the week. I am Curtis Morton, reminding you that you can watch sports if you're not fit. But to play sports requires fitness, diligence, and sacrifice. Have a good night and a safe weekend.